Gentlemen, I'd like to call a meeting to order. Now, I'd like to ask everyone to stand for invocation and maintain the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you guide us in the town tonight over our meeting. We ask that you ask for our town residents. We ask that you approach anyone in harm's way, our military, firefighters, and men and women. We ask in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to do roll call. Walsh. Bennett. Phillips. Mr. Barrett. Mr. Record. Mr. Record shows police chief here, both attorneys and town clerk. First on the agenda is special resignation of approval of minutes, that's right. Did y'all get a copy of the minutes of the last meeting?
Make a motion, I accept the minutes.
Got a motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Amen. Now, special recognition. Chief Jennings, I think you was first on child safety.
Thank you, man. Here we go. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, tonight we're going to be giving awards out to a service award to the community for their donations to the National Child Safety Council. What that is the stuff with the Night Out Against Crime that we just had. All this stuff is given away for children, adults, and people for awareness of violence. And to give you an idea, I'm going to hold a couple things up. The school violence, you hand these out. We do the fingerprint and photo ID cards, which we fill out here and stuff. And railroad respect. Be aware, like child danger, you know, with the adults trying to take them. Bullying. Drinking and driving. And also senior safe, stuff that we have for even seniors. But there's a lot more that Michelle that gets together from the Child Council. Now these people I'm about to name off are the ones that actually donate, and the National Child Safety reaches out to our businesses, and they end up helping us to provide this stuff, materials. Also, like these coloring books for bullying and stuff like that, their names are even printed on the back to let people know where these books actually came from. So to me, it's a big thing, and it helps us to keep our kids aware and everybody else of some of the dangers out there. All right, the ones I want to recognize, I'm going to call them out first, and I'm going to call y'all out front if y'all are here. The Nazarene Children Academy. Miss Mary, are you even here tonight? All right. PRJ Contracting. Anybody here? Newman Transport, which I know Mr. Newman's here. William and Tracy Slayton with the automatic fire protection. Are y'all here? There you go. Salisi, if I'm saying it right, Properties. United Methodist Church. Standard Materials. Oh, who's here? United Methodist? Yes, all right. Standard Materials, LLC. Tree Tech of Louisiana, LLC. Ultimate Siding and Gutters, LLC. Storage Inn. Mr. Robert Johnson. Point Pine Point Plaza. Automatic fire protection, same as Mr. William and Tracy Slayton again. And Mr. Baldwin and Sons didn't make it. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to present them their little community service award. All right, that's actually from us in the child safety. Can I have the Nazarene come up, please? There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Newman, transport.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. William, and is Tracy here too?
No, she couldn't make it.
All right.
You could hold two of them up there. We'll make it
Yes,
happen.
sir. Here, I'll let you hold this one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Here you go. Take another one. And United Methodist. Ah, there you go. Thank you so much for everything. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Thank you all so much for everything. Okay, once again, thank you for all the donations. It really does help us out. And also, Night Out Against Crime ended up being a good success as always. The weather was nice. Only if we would have had lights, it was a lot quicker. But thanks to the fire department, we forgot to ask for it. But they brought it up and it did come out. But it seems like the helicopter was the biggest thing for the night. And once it kind of left, it kind of got thin out here. But thank y'all for coming that came, and thanks for y'all's support, every one of y'all. Thank y'all.
Next on the agenda is yard quarter.
All right, for the third quarter, yard of the quarter, our panel of judges went around and did their selection, and this family lives on McQueen Road, and very care of their dogs and their property. It looks very nice, and we appreciate that. We try to judge, for various conditions of yards, and everybody, the opinion of what's nice and so forth. So, I think we're covering all aspects of beauty as far as our beautification efforts. So, with that being said, I would like for Mary and his wife to come up. This is our third quarter. And if you could come up here, we before I know we have some people on here. I was going to actually ask if it would be okay if I made a motion to take something off the floor. Our teen Republican, one of our board members from the teen Republicans is here and requested to speak real quick to the council. And
Motion. Second. I have a motion, a second, to let this letter get up and then, Make the presentation.
Brienne.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brianne Parker, and I am You heard about the need for a public forum for the candidates for the upcoming town election. We are hosting a public forum next Tuesday, October 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Sheriff Randy Smith has given us permission to use the old junior high for the forum. We would like to formally invite all of the candidates for police chief, for aldermen, and for mayor to attend. We would also like to invite the town of Pearl River to come and ask questions. We look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. Thank you.
Then we have a few people that, on special presentations, Mr. Michael.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Samantha from A1 Records, for those who don't know. And, can you all hear me? On December 15th, let me get these two up. On Saturday, December 15th, we're doing our third toy giveaway down at the shop, and, it's been getting bigger the last 2 years. The first year we had a little over 200 kids. Last year we had over 300 kids. We actually lost count. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to invite everybody to bring your kids and your grandkids on that day. Doesn't matter if you have money or not. We don't pick and choose if you're needy or whatever. Just bring the kids. And we have the Santa Claus there, and some of the employees and myself dressed like elves, and we give the kids drinks and snacks that Jubilee graciously donates for us. And I'm here to ask for help also because of the amount of kids that we have. We get donations monetarily, and we purchase a lot of the toys ourselves too, which I've already been shopping for months now. But if you can find it in your heart to help us out with a $10 to $15 gift for the boys and girls, we give from newborns up to 12 years old. And if you want to bring cash or a gift card or a toy to the shop, or Mayor, if I can put a donation box here, that would help tremendously. And I also wanted to ask you, JJ, about a detail or traffic control, since last year it was really hectic. If you could supply somebody, if not, I have somebody from the sheriff's office who volunteered to do it for free. If one of your officers could do that, or I could get the sheriff's office.
No, I don't see that we should have a problem. We got plenty enough time to get somebody there. Plus, I know we'll have the reserve, so if you tried to work it, and it's for a good cause, so
Yeah.
I can't see them not wanting to put in their time.
Okay, it's from 11 to 2.
Yes, ma'am, I got it on there. I have to get there a few minutes early because the people will. They'll
Right.
probably start lining up early.
Yeah, we had last year, they were lined up at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so, and also, if we're gonna take two families that live in town, honest, hardworking, literally needy people, two families, that, we're gonna help their kids extra, give them extra toys, possibly pay their insurance, their utility bill, and buy them groceries for Christmas Day. So, if you know anybody who fits that, please contact me and let me know so we can make a decision. It'll be two families that are genuinely hardworking, honest, needy people. So, that's it.
Thank you, Sam. We'll celebrate recovery, Miss Susan Thomas.
So we had a drawing and somebody chose purple, and so here I am. But it's an honor to be in front of you tonight, and it's an honor to be in ministry with our town, and Mr. Mayor, Chief Jenny, thank you for having me. Just a few words real briefly about a new program that we have begun at our church for our community and the greater community. It's called Celebrate Recovery. I don't know if you've heard of it. It is a program that's out of the Saddleback Church in California, and it is a recovery program, not just for the two, main addictions of alcohol and drug addiction, but also for other problems that we as human beings experience. Anything from a gambling addiction to a food addiction to sexual abuse, codependency, anxiety, the things that we refer to as hurts, hang-ups, and habits that keep us from our full human flourishing. We meet every Friday evening at 7 o'clock at our church, the furthest building down with a big blue sign on the front, and everyone is welcome to come. You'll hear from one of our leaders in just a minute, but it's a very welcoming atmosphere, and we provide genuine help and real fellowship for people in need. And so I'd like to invite Becky Sawyer, who's our leader, one of our two leaders, and Bill Gallagher is our other team leader for Celebrate Recovery. Becky will tell you a little bit about our program, and Mr. Bill will get the handout. Thank you all so much.
I'm not running for it.
I'm Becky Sawyer. Good evening to all. And I want to thank y'all for putting us and hearing us on such short notice. I'm with the Pearl River United Methodist Church, and my reason for being here is twofold. First, we are hoping to get approval for 2 road signs being installed at our expense, coming in both directions on Highway 41 as you approach the church. I've priced the signs out and the heavy-duty poles, because I know we had hurricanes, but have no clue on who to install it, how to get approval, and if it's the town of Pearl River, the cost of that installation. It is my hope to get this considered, and I understand I might have to return for further questions or concerns. A sample photo has been presented. That is the Crossfire Church in Slidell, and also Minnesota Recovery, and that's on the Primo Avenue there in Slidell.
Yeah, we can install it for you. I just have to call DOT for it in the morning. Approval, and they say it's okay, I'm gonna install it.
All right, I have my number on the back of the picture. You can contact Pastor Susie, of course, or even Bill. We don't have numbers for that. The second is for the community as a whole. At Pearl River United Methodist Church, we have started Celebrate Recovery, which is a Christ-centered recovery and support program with a long history of success nationwide. It was begun by Rick Warren at Saddleback Church out of California. It is non-denominational and deals with a broad array of hurts, habits, and hang-ups, as Pastor Susie was saying. I've had 5.5 years in recovery through the Celebrate Recovery program. Bill has had 16 years of recovery, and both Pastor Susie and Bill have also completed first aid training for suicide assist for applied suicide intervention skills training provided by St. Tammany Parish just this past September. It is not restricted to addictions at all. In fact, 85% of the participants that come through Celebrate Recovery deal with hurts and non-addictions. We are getting established at Pearl River. In May, we started getting established at Pearl River United Methodist Church. We will be meeting 52 weeks out of the year, Friday evenings beginning at 7. All meetings include worship time and explicitly refer to Jesus Christ as our higher power, to whom we surrender our life issues. It does not approach anyone with judgment. It does not seek to change anyone's religious views, but honors their attendance at other churches. It does not push any define theology or position or issues of the day in any way. It sticks to I and me statements. It doesn't go out into all that other stuff that that's in the world. It is not a treatment or therapy program, but a support group seeking to connect troubled souls together in a personal relationship with Jesus Christ as Lord and Healer. There's also small share groups that are gender specific and issue specific, and the program is for adults. We are endeavoring to provide child care as necessary to the standards defined by the church for all of its ministries. We are a safe place with absolute standards of confidentiality within the limits of the law. It derives its principal financial support from freely and voluntarily given donations of the participants. But there is never any obligation to pay. People, if you can't afford, you come anyway. We don't, you don't have to give a donation. We do welcome outside support, of course, but our operation is predicated by being largely self-supporting. God does provide. Everyone is welcome to participate, and by that we mean everyone. What am I asking? To remember that we're there, to refer folks to us. We would be happy to work with organizations in place to explain what we're all about. Please call or contact me or Bill or Pastor Susie. Bill has the flyers with our contact information, and for the boards, y'all have a flyer, the same flyer he has. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or suggestions at this time? Oh, no, sir. It's basically like an AA meeting, except we acknowledge Jesus Christ as our higher power. And we're not afraid to say Jesus Christ at our meeting.
Thank you very much. Next, we have a few people in the audience that's running for election. We have a gentleman with us, Mr. Brian Rice, running for District 90, representative, state representative.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Brian Glorioso. I'm running for state representative District 90. My wife, Dawn Abney Glorioso, is here with me tonight. I'm a real estate attorney. I own a company called Patriot Title in Slidell. That company's been based here in St. County for 13 years. I graduated from Loyola Law School in New Orleans, worked for some big firms in the city representing international, national companies in pretty high-stakes litigation for a long time. Hurricane Katrina gave me the opportunity to go into business with two of my best friends from law school here in St. Tammany, where I live. And it's been a blessing to us. And I've reached the point in my career now where I have the ability to do this job because it's a part-time job in Baton Rouge, but I'm now in more of a management position. And we have too many people, in my opinion, in Baton Rouge that are there for the wrong reasons. They're there either to advance themselves or for another position. Our district isn't represented right now because the person that was in that seat ran for mayor, of Slidell. So I know we've got a bridge that's been out here for 2 years, and we don't have anyone other than a local group here taking care of that for us. I don't have any ambitions of any other position. I think my skill set as an attorney is best served in the legislature. One thing that you learn in litigation is how to bring two sides together. Most cases settle, and it settles because the attorneys know how to reach compromise. Not only have I done that for 18 years in cases where I represented multinational corporations, but I'm also a trained civil mediator. So I've worked in many mediations, and I know how to bring both sides together. I'm a lifelong Republican, and I consider myself a very conservative individual, but I'm not immune to compromise. And in order to get things done, we need to work on those things we can agree on. One of those that's near and dear to my heart is education. I'm a graduate of Loyola Law School and also the University of New Orleans. I've served as the president of the Alumni Association for the University of New Orleans for about 7.5 years, pretty involved with the university. I also was a board member of the foundation for the university, which is what controls their endowment, all the real estate the university owns. Started my first year involved in that board is when the state started cutting higher education. Every year I was involved in another state cut more and more of the budget of higher education. Today, the University of New Orleans only receives less than 25% of its budget from the state. In my opinion, when you don't fund education, you're sacrificing your future. I'm the product of public universities. I worked my way through law school, went to law school at night. I was a school teacher, and I was fortunate to get a clerkship of Louisiana Supreme Court. If we don't provide the opportunity for high quality education for our children, that's what is the road to the American dream. American dream is that anyone can come from any means and by hard work accomplish something, but you can only do that when you have a quality education. So I'm committed to making sure that we fund education. I also believe that we need to fund vocational education and apprenticeship programs so that we can train our children for the jobs that are going to be available in 2020 and 2030. And currently, we're training them for jobs that were available in 1980 that don't exist anymore. There's no reason for someone to go to college and borrow $100,000 to come out of college without the ability to get a degree, without the ability to get a job. You need to be able to either go into a program in college where you're going to move on to law school or medical school or engineering or accounting where you can walk into a job, or you need to transfer those other students that aren't going to do that into vocational training so that when they leave high school, they have a skill that they can get a job and they can continue to get education from there. In today's education system, more than any other point in time, you have the ability to continue your education online and without having to be full-time in school. I did it in law school. I was like a law school student at night, and I worked full-time every year I was in law school. And so it can be done, and I think that's what we need to do so our students don't come out of college with debt. I also have a big issue with the fact that we promised, as a state, we promised you as parents that we were going to provide a TOPS program, and now they're taking it away. And in my world that I come from, you don't promise somebody something and take it away. And so I believe we need to fully fund that for everyone that we told we're going to fully fund it. Now, if we want to change it going forward, that changes over a period of time where parents have time to prepare for that. Because parents have prepared their children for college and saved for college based upon a program the state was going to say was available, and it's not fair to take it away. That's where I stand. I'm always available to everyone. I've spent a lot of time up here. I've gotten to know many of the aldermen and mayor. We talked a lot about that bridge issue and other issues. I've been an attorney for 18 years, and most of that time has been up here in St. Tammany where I handle anything that walks in the door. And people don't generally come to attorneys if you don't have a problem. So what I really do for a living is solve problems, and that's why I want to take the back bridge. Thank you very much.
We also have with us a candidate for 2 board District 8, Mr. James Bottom. I'd like to introduce himself to the people.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Alderman, for allowing me to be here tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to come here to speak. Some of you know me. Some of you look at me like I know your family. Some I've been called Wolfus. I've been called Wolfus Cat before, so if you know who those names are, you know who I'm kin to. So don't hold that against me too much. I am running for school board. I'm James. I've been here all my life. Graduated in Pearl High in 1988. I spent 14 years at the sheriff's office. We trained all the canines and the canine men on that. What we also done was during that time we conducted all the narcotic searches for the schools in St. Tammany Parish except for Slidell High, in city limits of Slidell. They done all their canines or whatever they used there. So we did Pearl High at one time. And during that one-time search, when we got there, the administration or the principal at that time made the announcement, hey, the drug dogs are here. And then 30 minutes later, he allowed them to change classes. And I said, okay, it's time to go. And we left. What that done, it showed me the administration was serious about protecting our kids and found that these ones were not serious about it. Like I said, we've done all the schools except those inside the city limits of Slidell. And there are some administrations that are not serious about protecting our faculty and our kids. And if our students don't feel safe, if our teachers don't feel safe, then they're not going to learn and they're not going to teach the best of their ability, period. My number one priority is school safety. I know we put the school resource officers in all the schools, and I think that's an excellent way to start. But we need to build from there. We need to keep on going. It shouldn't be just a starting point and we stop right there. We need to keep going with this because if we don't increase our school security every day and every year, then something else is gonna happen, something else is gonna come on the new horizon, and it's gonna take over our kids. We need to be on the forefront of this. I've got FBI training and ATF training. I worked the only explosive dog in St. Tony Parish for 14 years. So every bomb call, every bomb threat, every shooting, we was there on. So we was able to see these schools and see the situation. I also mentioned in Pearl River High. Pearl River High has a lower 50% of graduation rate every year, not graduation, I'm sorry, going on to college after that, in their first several years. And being the kids that are only 53% of going to college, that means 47% of the kids are going into a trade. I think we need to increase more vocational, like Ryan was talking about, more vocational and trade courses in schools than what we have right now, especially at Pearl River High. About 8 years ago, we allowed the automotive program to leave town and go to Sound. Because we bust out down there. Currently right now, we have a few of them, but the main ones we have right now is the CNA program and the welding program. There are some other programs that they have right now, but we want to increase that. I've spoken with the business owners in our community that has corporations and companies, and they're willing to come in for free of charge, allow these men and women to get on these vehicles, be taught how to operate these machines, and do their particular trades at no charge. And I think we need to take advantage of that, because Pearl River High is a little different than the rest of the schools. And if we can train our kids while they're in school, so the day they graduate, they are certified to come out and go to work in a particular trade, then that's great, because not every kid is going to go to college. I mean, I went to college. I went to mortuary science. You know how many years I did that? Not long. I mean, let's face it, about 50-60% of the kids, when you go to college for, you're not going to end up doing that as your career. You're going to change. So we need to put a trade program in our schools. Upon that, I also want to protecting our kids is number one. With doing so, I want to create a committee that handles the problems that are in the schools. We have some problems that are going into schools that aren't being properly handled one way or the other. And I want to get a committee between the local law enforcement agencies to make recommendations to the school district on how to handle these problems. Because if we handle them correctly, then we'll reduce the problem. I'm the type of person is if we have a problem, let's admit it, let's have a solution to it, let's go forward with it. I don't want to stick our head in the sand and say, oh, we don't have a problem. If we have a problem, let's admit it and let's go forward with it. Because that's the only way that we can make progress with our kids, with our families, is to admit to that. I'm worried about our kids. I want our kids, because I realize in 20, 30, and 40 years, they're going to be taking care of us. Okay? So if we're not training them properly, boy, we're messing up. I want to protect our teachers. We got our teachers handcuffed. They're not allowed to teach like they need to teach. They're worried about a stinking evaluation that's 30 and 60% of their evaluation is on a test score. I think it's ridiculous. Because these teachers, and we back up. I train canines. We are the largest provider of canines in the U.S. military the last 2 years. And I just delivered 15 canines to the Department of Defense last week. There was males in there, females in there, shepherds, and Malinois in there. My end result for every dog was exactly the same thing. But how I got there on each one of them was different. The end result for that teacher is exactly the same thing for every child. But how he or she gets there and teaching that child is different depending upon the child. And we need to take the handcuffs off and let the teachers get back to teaching and not worrying about a stinking evaluation or test score that they're worried about. We need to tell central office, hey, stay in Covington, let the teachers do their job. We need to tell the Bessie board in Baton Rouge to take a flying leap. Okay? They need to go. Because we need people to stand up and tell them, instead of being a part of the Bessie board, say, no, we don't want you here. We don't need you here. We can do our job just fine ourselves. And get them out of the system. Because that's the problem. Regulations coming down from Baton Rouge is hurting our kids, it's hurting our people. And we need to get rid of that. Also, I do believe we need to work together. I realize that when elected, I'll be one of 15 people. You can't go in there guns blazing. You have to work together. Okay? If you don't work together, like Brian talked about, sometimes you got to compromise. But if you work together, we can get it accomplished for our kids and for our teachers. currently, right now, and I'm gonna encourage every one of you, y'all know that the smoker at the Ag Center burnt last year. One person in central office didn't know it burnt. They told me, we're gonna get it replaced soon. And then in a phone call that I had today with somebody, they told me, well, we don't know if we're ever gonna replace it or not. Because it may be too much of a liability, if somebody gets sick, because they didn't cook the food long enough, or they didn't smoke it long enough, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do that. All I heard was excuses. And I said, no, we need the smoker back in Fort High for these young men and women to learn how to do this trade and for the community. So that's something else we want to do. I am proud that I'm from Pearl. I'm proud of it. And if y'all been to several of these forums, and I make no comments about it, there's one particular statement that has got me kind of ruffled every time. And I'm glad I graduated from Pearl High. And there are many business owners in this community that graduated from Pearl High and has done very well for themselves. There's one lady that's, and many people don't know this, she's a scientist with the FDA. She is responsible, her laboratories are responsible for every medical device that comes into the United States of America. Not bad for little Pearl High. Y'all remember the Listeria thing with Bluebell ice cream? That was her labs that did all that from Pearl High. So we're producing all these people. And she's willing to come back and speak to the kids in a class, and I spoke to some teachers there, that would like to have her come in and speak on what she does in the science. Now, for me, oh my goodness, that would kill me. Okay? Because I'm not a scientist. But those men, those little boys and girls that want to go in that direction, boy, what a great opportunity. Here's like they graduated from Pearl High, come in here and help their job. There's another lady I met. They have a program that is willing to come in free of charge for 11th and 12th graders. And it's a very, very large company, and it's dealing with space technology. And they're willing to come in and teach 11th and 12th graders about space engineering, free of charge. They have all the materials. They have everything. And I want Pearl High to be the pilot program, to be the first one. We can do this, and we will do this. So I am asking for your vote on November 6th, and I appreciate you don't vote early for me. Okay? I'm the first one on the ballot. That's the first time I've been first or anything. I appreciate y'all's time.
Ms. Peggy, you want to speak tonight? I'll make a motion to take you off the floor. I didn't know this was going down, I apologize.
I can do mine at the end if you want, I mean, that's
Like
okay.
the
Okay, whatever y'all think.
Do it now.
Okay, thank you. Get it, Miss Peggy.
I'm very, very sorry, excuse me. I would like to make a motion that we add Ms. Peggy to the agenda, take it off. For this,
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn into a forum or anything like that, but, we do have to have some corrections here. For one thing, it has been out there that there have been breaks at Creekside and Program High coming from our home here. And that is a fallacy. He's been in forums stating that about our town. And if you're going to represent as a board member, if anything, you don't go degrading the area. And with that, there are We are so proud of our safety program. We have set in place in all 55 schools a mental health provider and also a security resource officer. And with the mental health provider, that mental health provider is handling all crises. And basically that frees the counselor up to do just administrative duties, such as if in the junior high, they will be counseling the students in the 8th grade on helping them choose what subject they're going to take for their track for high school. And then also with the mental health providers, they're probably going to be doing some training, hopefully in some of the classes, which will help alleviate some of the training that might fall after the fact that something could occur. We are doing everything we can to tighten up our safety in our school. We have put, through our last bond issue, we have placed cameras in every school. And so with that, we're doing everything we can to keep our schools safe because our children are important. We handle bullying issues. They don't get away with it. I understand that is a big problem, but that is a problem not particularly with our school system, but it's across the nation. And it's a problem with adults to adults, children to children, and children to adults, and adults to children. And with that, it's something that is going to have to be deeper done about it. We do our best to quiet it down. We have policies in place. I want y'all to know that I wrote a resolution for the district PTA board to pass before the general membership a few years ago, specifically on bullying. It went to the state level also, the LAPTA, and it passed unanimously. And it was, what that does is a resolution is your voice. And the voice that was put out there was pretty firm about, we're not going to tolerate that as an organization. So we're watching everything. We're doing our best to keep the doors tight, the windows shut, and with a lot of prayer, our children will be safe here in this area. We need your prayers. We need you to be watchful. That's another thing we're doing, is teaching our students to become watchful of those things that could occur, like somebody that doesn't belong on campus. I recently, just the past few days, our school system hosted a national conference that was right here in St. Tammany. And a lot of it was about safety. We've got our policies in place, and we're taking care of business. And I thank you for your time.
I have an ordinance I need to introduce for public hearing for next meeting. It's ordinance 17-15-028, amending ordinance 1715-2, authorize maximum principal amount of the town taxable sales tax bond series, which was passed in 2017, provide for other matters in connection therewith. This has to do with the $1 million that we had to add to our treatment plant. So we'll get y'all a copy of it, we'll be looking at it. We'll have a public hearing on it at the next meeting on November the 20th. You want to introduce these others?
Well, we have, we met with the mayor earlier. I think we're going to need to do like a short special meeting, probably next week, if possible, like maybe Tuesday next week. Because we have 4 different things we have to introduce, so we can vote on at the November meeting. One being we have to do some revisions to the water, right, because that's supposed to go in the beginning of December, but the date on the ordinance, so we have to introduce an amendment to that, so we can change that date. So we do the introduction next Tuesday, then we can vote on the ordinance at the next general meeting in November, so that the water rates won't go into effect on December, because that's something we had mentioned last time. Also, we have to do a introduction for an amendment for, accepting the Muni Code. So we would do that introduction, and then that will be voted on the November meeting. We have the annexations that you guys are gonna vote on tonight, but you're only gonna vote on if you're gonna accept them by resolution. We have to do those also by ordinances, so we would introduce those at a special meeting. And then finally, we'd like to probably introduce another amendment to the budget based on third quarter actuals, and some changes that we can vote on. So the idea is just to have a meeting next Tuesday, have all 4 of those introductions for you guys, just to look at it, just introduction purposes, probably a 20-minute meeting, and then we'll talk about those at the November. That would be my suggestion, would be, well, then maybe, I mean, wherever you guys can probably fit in a, like I said, at most a 20-minute meeting, it's just gonna be an introduction.
So the table item, as far as any changes we have to the water rates for the elderly, that's
This is just gonna be, the introduction is gonna be to amend the water meter rates that we passed. They were supposed to go into effect December 1st. At the last meeting, we all kind of discussed that we don't think it's ready for December 1st to start. So we need to amend that ordinance to push that date back. And we also discussed maybe making some additional amendments to that ordinance about what happens if we have to flush the system, how that impacts people's rates. Remember, we talked about that. And then also, if somebody's meter breaks in the middle of a cycle, what are they going to be billed? You know, when it's time, you know, will they go to flat rates to get the meter fixed or something like that? So that was kind of the discussion, is introduce it at the special meeting, and then for the November meeting, we would vote on it.
All the special meetings follow the introduction of 4 ordinances.
Just introduce those 4 as drafts.
Revise in one and introduce another. That's all as far as, we should be over a 30-minute meeting to introduce them all, but we need to do it because we run out of time on it, so I'd like to call for, have a short meeting and call for introduce them, and then we can, vote on it November 20th meeting.
You said the forum is on Tuesday, right? So, we make another day that works for us.
What was the 4th, item, water, union code,
We had the
annexation?
water, the union code, the annexation, and a possible budget amendment.
I'm sorry.
Budget amendment.
Thank you.
Not y'all want to do it.
young lady still here, what time is the forum?
She's loud. She's already loud.
Well, not all.
I may not be able to make it.
They're just gonna be introduced, no discussion on it, just introduction. Talk for maybe 30 minutes, to introduce all of them. Monday? About next Monday night. Monday evening. Did everybody do it next Monday?
I'll be here.
Monday evening, be fine, Joe?
Maybe I can, that's why I'm putting it on the side, and I'm gonna try to arrange my schedule.
Yeah, we're just gonna introduce it.
I can't commit, so I'm gonna put it on the side.
6 o'clock Monday evening. still Monday.
Yeah, I think I can do Monday, yeah. Well, Bill said,
We have court.
we have court, we have to.
We have court on Monday, so we might, we'll be there, we'll be there.
Well, we could do it, maybe, we do it Tuesday at 5:30, that, if that forum
That's
was
what I said,
6:30,
Tuesday,
that,
5:30.
so we have four.
Court, yeah.
Or you could even, actually, I mean, it's like literally, it's probably gonna take 20 minutes at the most.
You guys set it up, you know,
I think
now.
Tuesday at 5:30.
We got it.
Yeah.
Grab it all, you know, grab it all.
I don't
We
have.
don't have to do it.
Oh, yeah, was that right, on this, straight to the other?
I think we could do it next Tuesday at 6, and we, like I said, it's probably gonna be a 15-20-minute meeting, because there's no real discussion, it's just, here's an introduction.
That's Monday.
Because we're gonna have to have a public hearing, the next time, and everything
You
else.
guys call it, if you can't be here, I'll let you know early.
22nd or 23rd, fine. 23rd at 6.
Monday or Tuesday?
5:30?
5:30, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next. No, it's just introducing, you can't call for discussion on it.
We got a lot of time between next Tuesday and next meeting.
Next on the agenda, the table, y'all want to move that on, put that on the floor.
I pretty much, there are a couple of different things I'd like to add, but,
Yeah, take it off, take it.
oh, sorry, take ordinance 1808-2 off the table.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor? So moved. This concerns the senior citizen rate,
Yes,
I got something on it.
Well, no, I've given mine, most of mine to Mr. Tim, but there was a couple of things, I talked to some of the aldermen. Madam Captain, did you have that?
No, I'll give it to Matt.
Okay, so I've got that information. The other one was, how we were really gonna track, one person, okay, here's for instance, one person can have so many households that only can be reduced rate for one household, correct? Well, if they own multiple dwellings, and they can only get the rate for this house that they're domiciled in.
The one that don't solve.
Does it stated in there?
Yeah, I think that's something we need to probably,
1 meter per one house.
usually, there are exceptions to town, we have some people that put on meters.
We do have one set of apartments in town, that one meter apartment.
It's just a thought.
I wanna add that in there.
That'd be all recommendation I had. They got 6 own properties.
We're not basing it off of the elderly slash, if they're renting, so if a senior citizen person is renting to another disabled slash fixed income person, they're not, we're gonna keep them from getting.
No. If they're claiming to be the head of the household or the occupant of the household, and they come in, they'll fill out the form, get their thing, what I'm talking about.
But if it's in the other person's name, the person has their property and owns 6 more, that person's gonna.
Well, you should have a water bill in your own name.
Right.
Some of the renters, the water bill goes to the owner.
Yeah.
And if the rent includes their bills, they don't get a bill themselves. It's included in the rent, the owner
pays it all, therefore they.
Okay, look,
No, it's just.
this is for as many people to get as much out as possible can, so if there's a, if there's an answer to that, I don't have that, I'll research, but I don't have that.
I think what we talked about last time that kind of would address this, right, was that, well, one, you'd have to put domiciliary address in the downtown, but wasn't it 50% of the first 2,000 gallons? So if you have a situation where there's an elderly person that has 6 people renting on their property and there's 1 meter, they'll get the $2,000 at the discount, but if they're renting 6, all the other thousands won't.
Well, I don't think that addresses Bridget.
That would be under one bill.
So what we just talked about, right, was you have to be your domiciliary address. So if they had different houses and they're renting out these houses, they're only gonna get the discount on their domiciliary address.
Right.
We have to add.
And I know see what you're saying, but we had talked about the rental properties where we had spoke about it was gonna need to be in each individual person's name. I mean, like Kat saying, there is the cases where it's included in their rent, it's just paid by the one owner. So if we have rental properties that belong to the same homeowner, and not like what Kat's saying, but where they each have their own individual bill, is that, are we talking about the same
This is
thing?
primarily designed for someone who's, doesn't have any houses to rent, doesn't have,
Well, that would make sense too, I mean, I'm probably not a renter of
Someone receiving
Yeah.
15,000 a year and they got 12 rental properties, they're not eligible for it anyway.
True, okay, I just wanna make sure, like, that's why we've discussed it so much, is that we don't have a scenario come up where someone, and it's just something we didn't think about, and that
and don't forget that, if it does come up again, it has to come up, we can go before the
Yeah.
enforcement, which is us, when we get together.
Right, correct.
All right, so I need to add the language about the domicile. Are y'all looking to take this back up at the November 20th meeting?
I don't think there's a big rush on this, when we get it right.
But it's not, particularly if the rates are gonna be pushed back, to whenever y'all can push back. So there is no urgency.
Yeah, there was another question about the brown ward. We talked about it, and I know that we said maybe to have it as a separate scenario.
What I
not
was
included.
saying is when we amend, with that introduction, when we amend that meter thing, the meter ordinance to change the date,
Right.
I'm also gonna draft in that amendment, the gift flusher system, Mr. Brown already talked about it, we require the residents to flush their system, we shouldn't be charging them, right, so we can come up with some kind of.
Discount to take
Well, my thought would be like at the beginning of the year, everybody gets, excuse me guys,
$50 gallon credit. You get 50 gallons automatic.
The whole year?
Well, I'm just using it as an example now. I'm up with a different number. If you have $50 automatically, we flush your lines 5 times, and you roughly use 10 gallons of water. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of that. We're not gonna flush the line every,
Well,
I know we do it once a month, I know that. but-
Can't we just use a time? They're gonna start at 10 and stop at 2, then from 10 to 2, the meters stop running and you're not charging that
No.
neighborhood?
It's a chain reaction, so if they pull that, it's gonna hit houses 3 hours later. It's a chain
Oh.
reaction.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
I just learned that.
just let y'all know, John set it up now, sections, but then we're gonna start with flushing system.
1 year.
Which flushing these lines on a regular basis should have been done with
A lot of people are coming
But once we get this set up, Tim's coming back to help with, show us how to do it. Once we set it up on a good flushing system, flushing a certain part of the town each time, we're gonna have valves, or hydrant or valve to flush it, and we're gonna do it on a regular basis, so we should get rid of a lot of the brown water. But now, when the fire department goes to test and open all them houses, probably still have a look, but even if we flush the lines, you still gonna have a look.
So I think what I'll do is I'll just draft an amendment to be introduced next week that specifically deals with the date change. And then I'll also come up with some language on those two items, being, you know, your meter breaks, what rate, how that's gonna work, and this flushing thing, because that doesn't need to be done immediately if we're gonna push this back. But it'll have language where you guys can start looking at. The only thing we have that is timely is moving back that December go live. So I'll do it that way. I'll just do a simple amendment on that date, but also to grab you guys some language to start talking about those two items.
I'll try to get some information on them, all those things, help us out, you know.
And so there's one other thing, if I may, y'all have two versions of the ordinance 18-002, and the difference between the two is in paragraph D, specifically the second sentence in paragraph D. The way I had originally understood it was the administrative fee of $25 or 10% of the balance due, whichever is greater. After the meeting, Mr. Berger pointed out that that's not what y'all's intent was. Y'all's intent was to have the $25 administrative fee plus the 10%. So that's the difference between these two versions. And I guess I'd kind of like to know tonight which of the two versions y'all are looking at. Secondly, if we're going to have to amend the language, this thing's going to have to be tabled again.
Last time we talked about a possible 10% interest rate on the balance owed, but currently it says plus 10% of all the water sewage fees owed. So is that interest or 10% of what's owed?
10% of what's owed.
Okay, so we're not doing interest, okay.
Which one y'all
I know.
prefer?
Why didn't you run?
I had a radio sound. Oh, I'll see you in 4 years.
Okay.
And it was on the Indianapolis 500 Pine Street.
This ordinance again.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, legislative comments. Y'all have anything to bring up?
I do. I just want to remind everybody that the annual trunk or treat is going to be Friday, October 26th at 6 o'clock by Route 41. It gets bigger and bigger every single year. If you're interested in participating, to let you know that as long as you are there and set up and in place by 5:30, you're good to go. You don't need to contact anybody, but that's what they need you to do. Otherwise, we'll see everybody at 6 o'clock that night. Also wanted to mention that Alderman McGregor and I spoke to some people in Florida. We were doing some, taking some donations. We've been getting a lot of donations dropped off here at the town for the hurricane victims. We're going to be taking a load of those donations planned the last week of October. Partnered with Jessica Gawley and Mike, and they're out collecting donations as well. You can drop any of those things off here at the town hall. The ladies will take them gladly. It's all new stuff. We're not taking anything used or open. Primarily diapers and wipes, cleaning supplies, hygiene products, gloves, those kind of things. Pillows was one of the things that you can, somebody wants to buy some new pillows. That's one thing that storm after storm, people tell us that the pillows go a long way because they're sleeping in shelters and on cots and they don't have pillows. And I never thought about that until it was brought to our attention several years ago. So that's one thing, and sometimes you can go get pillows for $2 or $3. So we would gladly appreciate your assistance with that. We have been very blessed here in Pearl River that every single time David and I have asked, and the last last 4 years, we've done these, generated these donation drives and stuff, and I know like when they had the one over in Baton Rouge and Walker and stuff, we ended up we made 6 trips with 2 truckloads and 3 trailers attached to them, flat fall. So every time we ask, y'all are so generous to us, and we appreciate that. Wanted to also mention that the Trackside bar is doing a benefit on November 4th. They're going to have food and raffle and live music and stuff in between the Saints game. They reached out to us to find some names of some families that were needy families that they could provide a Thanksgiving meal to, all of everything that they need to have for Thanksgiving, that they could cook the turkey and all of the things to make the fixings and desserts and stuff like that. So we have found them 2, possibly 3 families. They're willing to take on 1 more. If anyone knows of a family that would benefit from that, it could be, you know, a veteran, it could be a family with children, a single person. If they're truly in need, you can pass that information on to me, and I will be glad to get that to them. You're also invited there if you want to do a raffle, or, you know, take a chance on a raffle. They're going to take some of this money from this event and also utilize it to sponsor families for Christmas gifts and so forth. So we always get really excited when a lot of our business owners do this throughout the community during this upcoming time of the year. And it means so much because you don't ever know what other people are going through. I mentioned last month the Wall That Heals Veteran Memorial is coming through town next month on November 15th. And we have ordered flags. We also ordered a banner to put at the end of 41 and 11. There was some confusion about the route that they were taking. I've been speaking directly with Senator Mizell and her office, and we're going to be attending a meeting, Mayor McQueen and I, about the route. There was a discrepancy, but they are planning to come through from the interstate so that they can come through the town limits of 41. We've talked to our schools, talked to our business owners, love our veterans, and any of you guys to be out there. I know Silver High is definitely participating. Creekside wants to participate, and we're talking with them about that, just having the kids out there. And this is just a show of respect for this memorial that's coming through. It's going to be going to the Franklin Fairgrounds, which a lot of our schools are taking field trips to see this. But we would just love to have the streets lined, the shoulders of the roads, so when they come through, we can just show our gratitude for this freedom that we get to experience every single day because of the people who sign up and choose to do that. So we'll keep that updated on the town site and so forth, but we won't be back here again to say anything about it. And the other thing was National Dyslexia Awareness Day. It is October 27th for this parish, the last Saturday of this month. Mayor McQueen and I are going to be attending an event for this cause, and he's going to be, Ms. Madeline is going to be having something on our Facebook page about it, and just to ask everyone to wear red on that day in support of this cause, bring awareness to it. A group of individuals throughout this parish, its parents, teachers, doctors, community leaders, and so forth, have put this together to work on this cause, and they just asked that we let you guys know that if you could remember to wear red on this day, or put a red light bulb on your porch light, or whatever, that they would so greatly appreciate it, because the cause and the actual situation is a lot bigger than most of us are aware of. So that's it. Thank y'all for being here. October 27th, that's the day after anniversary.
The Trackside fundraiser, you said that was November 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it start when they open at 11 a.m.?
Yeah, it's from 11 to 2.
Thank
It's
you.
the actual
I'm sorry, I missed
generation
that.
part of
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just to share one thing. I don't know if y'all know about the shirts that are on sale at the high school right now. Pretty cool. It's our game. Everybody's encouraged to wear them. this Friday night to the game. And right now they're on sale, if you wanna go and purchase them from the high school for $15 for, it's $10 for the shirt and $5 for the ticket for the game. If you purchase them together, it's $15. So it's a pretty good deal if you get your pink shirt and your ticket for the football game for $5. So $15 altogether. Salmon. Yeah, the blue salmon.
Portions of any of those sales go towards breast cancer research or any kind of other breast cancer foundations or things like that, or does it just completely go to?
That I am not sure.
Okay.
I'm sure that they do something, but, no, but it's a good question.
A lot of times in the past, they've done these kind of things, and it's supported somebody in our local community that's going through breast cancer.
Awesome.
They'll give a percentage of that, or sometimes they give the whole thing, so.
Great.
For a variety of reasons.
Thank you.
I got a couple quick things. When I attended the Night Out Against Crime, which was a pretty cool event, good job, Chief, and all your workers. Stopped by the Boy Scout booth. I'm proud to say that I'm an Eagle Scout, and I tell everybody this because it's a pretty cool organization to be in. And while I was there, the lady asked me if we could announce their Camp O'Bean. If you guys want to go up, it's the same spot Martin Luther King Church. And also, they have a scout troop, and it was asking the mayor if they could put some of their information on our Facebook page. We could do that. To answer the young lady's comment over there, our Little League cheerleaders have been out really hustling for PRYFA. And on behalf of breast cancer awareness, all of the proceeds that our girls raised Saturday in one lump sum was about $300 is what they earned annually to however, they also wanted to come to do this, but I said, I'm not letting 48 y'all do this, I'm going to take all the credit, so. But anyway, we'll have something for all the ladies in the group. Miss Bridget, I have to give you your first in honor of your tucker. And you know, I can honestly say that I've heard some military veterans say some gave some gave all, but I also heard a lady tell me the other day, I gave one, then I gave two, but I didn't give it all, so, you know, it came out That's kind of a bad joke, but you know, that ain't joke.
My answer, survivor, thank you.
I get to kick you out of that. That's no problem. Who wants this, lady?
My answer, survivor.
Thank you all, and behalf of the cancer awareness and all the
Thank you. Great.
So, also, I want to talk. Oh, boy.
I have several things tonight. First, I need to go over the arrest for August. We didn't have it because our computer was down. August arrest was 42, 5 of them being fugitive warrants, and 6 drug-related. Also, 261 citations. I would imagine for being the month of August, the reason the numbers went up is because of school, and the school zones went back in. The month of September, we had 38 arrests, 5 being fugitive also, and 8 drug-related arrests, with only 184 citations. Yes, only. Let me say something, all right? Y'all elected me to keep this community safe, okay? If we're not writing tickets till they're doing 10 miles or over, how much faster do you want me to let them break the law before they break them? Okay? I don't know what else to do. We invested in radar, LiDAR with pictures.
15,000, how much was it? $35,000 in radar equipment on this little bitty tiny town?
And they're not slowing down, are they? That's the problem. If y'all can come up with an idea to get people to slow down to under 10 miles an hour.
They're not slowing down on Pine Street, I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, ma'am, I know that, because we've been getting several calls and they're picking up again. But my job is to keep us safe. I cannot tell my guys not to write a ticket, but I can prove that the tickets are not being written under 10. Now, the problem is somebody's kid's gonna get hit at 5 miles an hour, grandson, and they're gonna blame me even for that. And I know that. But imagine if you're upset at 200 tickets a month, how much more would I be writing if we were doing 2 miles over? I don't do that, y'all. What do I do? And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make a point. My idea is to keep us safe, and we're doing what we can, but nothing's getting people to slow down. And you know what? Where don't you go in this state? And I'm going to say the state that says, watch going through Pearl River, because this sure will get you. Who doesn't know that?
On the interstate, they do. On the interstate, they do.
And let me tell you, the interstate has been controlled for a long time, I'll say since the beginning of the year, where they're not even spending certain times on the interstate at all. And I know it for a fact, because I have the hours down where now they're not even allowed on the interstate. But you know what?
There today, I saw them.
I'm not saying they're not allowed on the interstate. There's certain times they're not allowed on the interstate, and mainly during the school times. But here goes another thing. Just the other day on I-59 during the weekday, state police called because they had to shut down the northbound lanes at mile marker 7. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's happening between 3 and 7?
Someone's on their cell phone.
Right, but we're out there working it. Right. And the people know as soon as you hit that big park on 41, our kids will tell you, you better slow down. It's working. But it's not working to what I was hoping. That's why we're investing in more stuff. All right? In 2013, there was an ordinance passed in this town. I had nothing to do with that. I wasn't chief. Okay? But I just found out this year. We have an ordinance that's passed. When the old chief said in 2013, he said 200 tickets written. The old mayor said, well, the ticket numbers are down. Then they passed an ordinance for traffic cameras to be put out. In 2013, could you imagine the amount of tickets from a traffic camera? If I would think it would work, I would put them. But I don't think they're going to work anymore. But we actually have an ordinance on the books for traffic cameras. Now, the rumor's going to get out tonight that I'm going to do traffic cameras. I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing traffic cameras. I'm just telling you. But at 200 tickets. So I just reported 184. Did you come in and report Benny Raymond, the chief, for writing 200 tickets? No. He was doing his job. They're making a big fuss out of 200 tickets, and we're staying right around that number.
When was that? When was there 200 tickets?
I don't know the exact month, but I do have a printout of it on my phone.
Hey, the sheriff's speed down Pine Street, they go too fast and they get a damn number.
Well, they
All right.
still slow down on Pine Street or on Oak Street.
I believe you just called him.
Matter of fact, y'all, I just moved the radar sign to Tupelo and Oak because they were complaining, and it hasn't been there 24 hours. And by 2 o'clock today, we already had 6 people going well over 10 over on that street, and that street's 15 miles an hour. So they're doing 25 plus. And I tell you what, a lot of people will argue, my car, you would have to floor it to get up to that fast. These new cars, you don't. You just step on the gas and they zoom. But seriously, 25 and over on Tupelo, it's a very short block. But we're getting the pictures of the cars and the radar information. But we have a second one, we just haven't put it on the trailer yet to move it around. But I'm hoping they'll curve it. But Next thing we can do is make them stationary, put them on the signs themselves, and make them permanent. But the idea is not to keep writing tickets, the idea is to get people to slow down and save a life. And that's what it's about.
Or a mailbox.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, the concrete over the ground and
I'm just curious, so how many of those 200 tickets were for speeding, or the majority of them, or do you?
The majority of them. Because let me tell you, at night, the guys use what's called the broken window effect. The mayor from, y'all gotta help me, from New York, Giuliani, he started it, okay? And then we went on with it. But also Puerto Rico enforced it just recently after their hurricane. And what it is, that you start stopping people for minor infractions, headlights, taillights, anything that they see, all right? So while they're out patrolling and when they're going down 41, they'll stop you. Chances are, if you're not wanted and you're not really doing nothing wrong, they're gonna give you a warning and send you on your way. But those are the ones that where we're getting our dope arrest, our fugitive arrest and all that, and getting the bad guys off the street. Which is what I'm saying. If you're not patrolling or you're sitting up there about 41 and 11, why not stop these people, see what they're doing and what they're up to? You know, and really it works. We got a guy from New York that went through our town, and I think it was a headlight or a tail light, and Danny would have to help me, but we got him, he was an armed robber from New York, but he had a bulletproof vest, he had a shotgun, several shotguns, and everything else. But all off of the traffic stop.
He had a shotgun, a pistol, he had marijuana in the car, he had duct tape in the car, and he had probably 60 rounds or so of shotgun shells. He had about another 100 or 200 rounds of pistol rounds, and he was high on drugs.
Was he also a convicted felon at that point?
It was, at the time, it was thought that he was a convicted felon, because we had a contact in New York, and he was arrested for a felony in New York for armed robbery, and they fled it out and they dropped it down to a misdemeanor, which we didn't find out till later on. He was arrested for armed robbery.
But he pled out here too, so our
He
charge.
ended up being out down here as well.
Well, how do you like this? I was driving down Pine Street following the speed limit, and a car from behind me passes me in the no passing zone.
Yes, ma'am, I've been hearing about that too. And I mean,
With a white truck.
what's crazy, I'm gonna have to move the radar sign back over there, but we will, you know, but all we
Scared the
can do.
heck out of me.
But see, when you hear that, and when we're sitting there, and then we start writing tickets, then, like I said, I don't care about the complaints, because let me tell you, I'll tell anybody, I will not put public safety over my campaign. If that means for me to write 260 tickets, 300 tickets to keep us safe, then that's what I'll do, if that's what we have to do.
Agreed.
Okay? And I don't care.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who's responsible for 18-wheelers parking on the
Shoulder.
on the shoulder of the road? At nighttime, some of them don't even have lights on.
Right.
When you're coming up there, you can't see them.
Mr. Mike, your answer is gonna be coming from Mississippi this way, on I-59, that's ours, and going northbound is ours. So we can control those two, but I've actually talked to Sharon Hewitt about trying to get some signs out there. She goes, yeah, but it's illegal. Yes, it's illegal, but if you have signs, it makes it easier, all right? Instead, we haven't enough time trying to keep all the way to our circle, all the way to AWG, trying to keep that area cleared of 18-wheelers double parked, you know? And
Then they throw their trash out right.
and let me tell you, Miss Laura and Miss Bridget would tell you the same thing. The trash on the interstate from them parking there, because they throw anything out, those bottles, and I hate to tell you what's in them, but it makes it a mess.
Don't roll your windows down.
You know, it makes it a mess. All right, I'm gonna move on. If y'all have any questions, y'all wanna come see me on statistics, you can. My door is open, and we'll pull them up off the computer as y'all sit there. All right, I got 3 events I wanna mention. The trunk and treat, which Ms. Bridget Bennett just mentioned, is gonna be the February 26th at 6 o'clock. The problem is, for us, as the police department, it's... October, what is that? Oh, I went back a month, y'all. Alright, but anyway, October 26th, the problem's gonna be with us is Lake Shore game that night. It's gonna take at least 5 of our officers probably working that detail, at the hospital, because that's what they normally have, if not 6. All right, so I contacted Sheriff Randy Smith. He had Captain Hidalgo call me back, and they're gonna work, Miss Bridget, they're gonna work the trunk and treat.
Yeah, I think Marty and Joey have contacted him about that to make sure it's gonna be taken care of, so.
Yeah, he told me at the time, nobody contacted him, and I've been, but anyway, it's done, because I told him we can't cover that. Plus, also on the same night, the old VFW hall is gonna have their trunk and treat. So I don't know the name of the place or what it's gonna be, but they have a sign out front that it's gonna be that, also the same night.
It's Strickland,
Doing that, JJ.
it's the auxiliary, VFW auxiliary. But
Oh,
not the-
VFW auxiliary is gonna do it, what they're telling me now.
That,
I don't know.
Having a costume party that night with a
All right. I'm also being told they might have a costume party at the fish house the same night. So you can understand, we're gonna be spread thin. Number 2. Last month, Virgil Phillips happened to mention about drugs and getting the prescriptions out of your house and all that good stuff. I didn't have the information, so I didn't mention it. I kept quiet on it because I didn't have it with me or the exact date. Just so happened he mentioned that, and we're working with the DEA, and we have the National Take Back Drugs box and everything that's going to be set up. And let me tell you what it is. It's going to be unused or expired prescription medications are a public safety issue, leading to accidental poisoning, overdose, and abuse. All right? What we're taking is pharmaceutical drugs, not syringes, not heroin. It's pharmaceutical drugs.
Nobody's gonna give you their heroin.
I think you're right. But
We're gonna have a separate table set up for that, you know, bring it on in. You may end up going to jail. Bring those in too.
I was
all right, so what we're saying is, you know, we're gonna have the table set up, we're gonna have boxes, and once we fill up the boxes and all, DEA will come pick it up from us and dispose of it properly. So, also, yes, we are. Also, I want to make mention, talking about drugs, of RS 14403.10. I'm going to read this to you real quick, because we don't make the law. All we have to do is follow it, and I don't want people to come back later going, what the heck is going on? All right, RS 14403.10, drug-related overdoses, medical assistance, immunity from prosecution. A person acting in good faith who seeks medical assistance for an individual experiencing a drug-related overdose may not be charged, prosecuted, or penalized for possession of a controlled dangerous substance under the Uniform Controlled Dangerous Substance Law if the evidence for the possession of a controlled dangerous substance was obtained as a result of person seeking medical assistance. Basically, I'm going to narrow it down. The drug user and the person calling in cannot be prosecuted for what we call plain view. I just learned this a couple days ago.
That's ridiculous.
So, in other words, we had one, what I'm going to say, a couple months ago. The syringe is hanging off the guy's arm. He had to get Narcan. They Narcaned him and they brought him back, you know, which I guess is a good thing. But in the meantime, we see all the drug paraphernalia and the drugs up on the dresser, and along with the syringe with the heroin still in the needle. So we worked on getting a warrant for the guy and we arrest him. Well, now we know they're going to end up dropping charges. They haven't yet, but we know they are because of state statute. So now if you hear about this, I guess, trying to put it to layman's terms, why this even happened, their thought, I don't understand. But let's say in the day that, oh my God, and I'm going to use Johnny because that's just the name I like to use. Poor Johnny's passed out on the floor, what did we do? I don't know, we got all these drugs. Well, let's wrap them up in a blanket and go throw them on the street. Let's get them out the house. Well, and then they could have been revived. And that's the only thought I can put behind this, where they're saying now, if people have drugs in their house, they don't have to be scared of us, because if we see it, we're not going to be able to prosecute underneath that law. We don't make the law. We don't make the rules. So if y'all hear this, we cannot do nothing about it. Okay? And it ain't on us. So it takes us to make calls to our legislature, and really what I think that we're trying to do myself is if you got drugs in your system, we can't prosecute you for possession there, which would make sense. But the idea of drugs being in, say if it's a drug dealer's house, and now it's in plain view, for under this law, we're not gonna be able to prosecute. So if y'all hear something like this, don't be hating, call me and see what this is about, because people are gonna go, are they going crazy and they're not prosecuting? Well, that's why. In my own belief, if you use any illegal drugs and you have heroin in yourself and they need Narcan, to me, that person should be charged with something, held responsible, and pay back the tax money for the Narcan and the EMS and everything else. But the other night, EMS went out on a call, and they took a female away. This just happened a couple nights ago. They took the female away to the hospital. Fire District 11 did. 1 hour later, the boyfriend then OD needed Narcan, and I mean, he was dead. Okay, he got Narcan, and then Acadian took him. And then, but the guy, that's his 4th trip in less than 2 months. So it's telling them to go ahead and do it. That's the problem I have with everything. And there's no repercussion. The repercussion part is the part I'm upset about, not saving somebody's life. The repercussion, there is none. And now there's even less. All right, so I don't make the laws.
Chief, did you say what year that was passed?
No, I didn't see that. I know it's recent
I
though.
think 2014, I looked at the law at the bottom, it said 2014, but I think that's when it started, that's when the process started. This is something that is also new to me, that I think is just finally got passed, and it's just starting to hit the street.
Thank you, Dan.
Right. So again, let's go back. That's October 27th in the lobby of the police department. We'll take back the prescription drugs between 10 and 2. The third event is the 28th, the crossing, the church at 41 and Taylor. They're going to have a trunk and treat. McQueen, what did I say, Taylor? I got everything messed up. The crossing at 41 and McQueen. Between, check the hours, I'm not exact, between 4 and 6. They're going to have a trunk and treat.
That was on the 26th as well?
The 28th.
Thank you.
Right. So the 4th event is going to be the Coffee with the Cop. We changed it this month because of everything going on, but here's the thing. Coffee with the Cop will be November 3rd at McDonald's. And they're asking us to be there because it's their grand opening. The drive-through and the inside will be open. So, and that's going to be from 8 to 10 also. And Halloween is still going to be on the 31st. But no, we're going to be shutting down the roads as always. No, we didn't change it. All right, but anyway, as usual, we're going to have our officers out there, and it's one-way direction down Oak Street from the park, going all the way to Barrington, and then going around and going to Josephine, all one way. And that's the way it's been for years, and we're going to keep it that way with all the side streets, including Pine Street, being shut off. And that will probably be right about between 6 and 6:30 at the very latest. We will have those streets shut off.
Pine Street is gonna be closed?
I said Pine Street, Peach Street.
Oh. thank
Yeah, we're
goodness.
closing it, yeah, I'm sorry. No, they'll still be able to fly down there.
Great!
Yeah.
Did you ever solve the case with the needle in the chocolate last year?
No, ma'am, there was nothing else to go on. They found it, turned it in, but there was nothing to go on. But anyway, that's it. Sorry, Mayor, it took up a long time. Yes, sir. Have a lot of events.
I have several updates for everybody, but, I got this from the Alderman Society Sheriff, on One Lakes project on the river. It's in the hands of the Corps of Engineers now. But from what I've read in this, if anybody wants a copy, we'll make them one. It's, pretty much at a standstill because all the senators and congressmen in both states fighting it right now. And they've got to do a complete study on the lower Pearl Basin before this can be approved. So it's gonna take a while before that happens. I know everybody heard that it went through the House and all the funding was, but it did, but they kind of put a halt to it till this study's done, so if we do still have time to fight it. they've got so much opposition from it, that's one thing that's hurting our hold it up too, everybody's fighting now. Maybe we can have it stopped. If anybody'd like a copy of this, I'll never make some copies before you leave and you get it. Okay, also, on the bridge, I just know if Gene had anything tonight on it, but to let you people know, the letters have been sent out to the owners of the property. There's 5 separate parcels. These people was offered so much money for these parcels. They have so many days to reply back, from what I understand, so till they get that done, once they settle each case, it comes to me, I have to sign the final papers. We have to pay the people for this property. So it's gonna be another $8,000 to $10,000 cost to town. And to let y'all know, I know I had several old ladies come in and tell me today that I shut this bridge down over $4,000, but that's not the case. We've already spent $42,000 we paid to the parish. The town did. The parish offered to do this work for us, but we had to pay for it. So just to clear that up, I did not shut this bridge. I did everything in the world possible. I think Gene has, I have, Miss Hewitt, everybody's working hard on this, and this is where it's at now. If all this can get settled, the bids could go out as early as November or December, but I don't think we're gonna have the land bought by then. I think it's gonna be the first of the year myself. I hate to see it, but I was hoping it would go out to bid earlier, but until these people reply and they get each case closed, we can't start the bridge still, we can't bid it out or nothing. But I wish some of these rumors would stop, because, believe me, I hated this bridge was closed. I didn't want it closed, I don't think nobody here wanted it closed, but I wish all these rumors would stop, but we're doing everything we can to get this bridge up and do that. That's all I can say. If there's any more that can be done, I wish somebody would come forward and show us. I don't know about Gene, but we've got everybody jumping on us about it, but, you know, we're doing all we can to get it back open, that's all we can do.
Mayor, if you don't mind, a quick question. We get a grant, $44,377.15, according to the severe storms and flooding events of 2016. Is any of that grant money gonna go towards either the purchase of the land, repair of the bridge, or is that gonna be used for something else?
That was for all the surveys and the legwork for the engineering department, the plans.
No, she's talking about it.
It doesn't state in here, so that's why I'm asking.
The money he's talking about we spent, and she's talking about a grant. Is that grant from the storm gonna go to any of this? But it's 2 separate issues, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the grant money wouldn't be used for that, it would be used?
No.
Well, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah. No, when you said that amount, it sounded like the amount that you said.
No, we, like I said, we're gonna pay it compared to 42 or 43,000. They sent me a letter, we've got to pay these people for the properties, we said that, they got a set amount they offered, they said it's gonna be right around between $8,000 and $10,000 more. So we're gonna end up with close to the 55,000 they told us up front to do the job. So, that's, what I had on that, and I also, you know, it's come to my attention about us spending an audio of our meetings. And the council did pass a resolution back in May of 17. But it also said in that resolution the video of the meeting could be adequate. We already do a tape on them. Now, I've been charging the people that wants this from our office. It costs us between $12 and $15 to produce this. If y'all wanna give it to the people cheaper, then y'all let me know. I've been charging $25 the time the girls prepare to get it ready. If anybody makes a request for it, but if y'all wanna do it cheaper, then let me know now.
For video? That's for video.
Video and audio, costs us right around $12 to $15.
Can we put it online? Can we upload it?
I'm not putting it online. I've been advised by everybody I've talked to not to put this on Facebook, not to put it on, not the video and audio or meetings on YouTube. We're opening up a can of worms if we do, it's gonna be bad. I've even talked to this gentleman, Danny Zaccanelli, the office did from Access TV. If y'all wanna do this, to where we can put it on that Access channel, they do it for free. It would cost you anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 for the equipment to get set up to do it. So that's just something y'all have to decide between y'all.
I think, I know the computer guy, I asked him about this one time, and he said he strongly recommended that we do not utilize YouTube for governmental, type broadcasting because of the viruses associated with it and what it can do to our system, for governmental systems and stuff like that. So I know, that he did say that, and I also spoke with several of, municipalities that are our size, and I think, some of the other people did too, and there was like only one out of about 10 or 12 that we checked that offers the broadcasting online, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Franklinton, is that correct? And they said that they do it, and they wish they didn't do it, and they advised us not to do it, because they said all it is people look at it that don't come to the meetings, and then they bombard them for the next 2 weeks, they bombard the office by phone with questions about what this was about, what that was about, what we're gonna do, can they get this, can they find out about that, and so forth. And I don't know that our office staff has the luxury of accommodating those requests if that's what takes place. And I would imagine that people would wanna know, as many things as we cover on a monthly basis. So, I know that $800 or whatever it was initially per month or something, I can say that, I'd love for anybody to see what we're doing, if it was free, but I'm not in favor in a small town of spending that on a monthly basis for something that I think we can better utilize our money.
I just brought this up, I just want y'all to do a little more research on this before we start doing it. Because I've got a letter here from Network Navigation, and they don't recommend it. And everybody I've talked to, even this guy with the Access channel, he said if we decide to do it and put it in the budget to get this set up, he said we need to put a lot of ordinances in place, laws on this, because he said people can steal it, cop it, change it, do whatever they want to it, they could destroy somebody's life with this, y'all. That's the only reason I brought this up. I want y'all to think about it and research it a little better before we start doing this, because it's gonna open up everybody's life. I mean, even on Access TV, they said they can get that and still modify your tape and take information off of it and get people's personal information off of it and all that.
Well, I think equipment was already purchased that isn't compatible with what we need, so that's money down the drain right there that, we spent on this and things.
I mean, I'll do what y'all want, y'all just, but if y'all decide to do this, I wish you research it a little more. I'm gonna do some more research on it myself, because I've been told by everybody, do not put it on YouTube, Facebook, because just pile up, you're gonna destroy somebody who did it. I just recommend not doing it. So I wish y'all do a little more homework on it before we do it. If y'all decide, let's video and audio, put it in the budget, and we'll do it. I went the cheapest route I could go to save us money. The girl that I got a price from before, just to do what Tori's doing here, was $800 a month. I'm paying her $100 a month. So, I've tried to do it as cheap as possible, but if y'all wanna go forward with it, y'all let me know. I'll go along with the council. Y'all, when it comes to the money, y'all have to make that decision. I just wanna bring it to
Mayor McQueen, may I make a comment? With all due respect, we do have the video available on YouTube. Whether you agree with Ms. Cotrayer or not, it's public, it's viewing, it's free. We appreciate Tori being able to video, but also to state that, hey, they can use it and cut it and whatnot with the videos, also understand that it is available from the town, so regardless whether it's someone filming, whether it's in the audience or here, people can pull it apart regardless. But it is free on YouTube.
The computer technician that we pay advised us strongly, and he put it in writing, that we were not to use YouTube because of viruses to the governmental system. So that is first and foremost of an issue. He's talking about things being cut and pasted and stuff like that. That's the least of our concerns. The second issue is the cost effectiveness of it, and that money has already been spent on equipment that's not compatible. So it doesn't make any sense, to have someone come in here and charge us $800 a month to do this or whatever. We're not going to use YouTube because we've been advised not to do it by the professionals.
And you don't have to. That's why it's available via other people, via Facebook, YouTube, and it's free. Any citizen can upload it.
Right, exactly.
So are you agreeing with me?
Anybody can come in and video their own thing.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's legal.
Yeah, buy it for $25 and just don't afford it. I mean, if not, you pay here. It's crazy that this is,
I do have a question about this. I guess this goes to the mayor and to our attorney. Are we violating an ordinance by not doing this? Are we violating the resolution? I mean, are we going against our own law by not doing this now? Do we need to what I'm saying? I mean, if we have someone on the books that we're supposed to do it, we're not doing it. I'm doing it.
It's a resolution, not a law.
Okay, well, that's what I'm sure. I mean, we want to, I don't know what the legal thing we need to do so everybody.
The only thing it says by state law that I read was the bottom part, number 3, where you're encouraged to establish standards. That is mentioned in there. When this resolution was brought up, which is just a wish of the council to do it, it was to put it on the access channel. That was the safest place where other meetings are already established in place that people are used to. The whole fact of Facebook and YouTube and all of that is other people taking it. A government site that already has meetings on it was the purpose and intent when it's brought up. Mr. Ronnie at the time had given the equipment usage, and I wrote it down, and that is what we got. Now, if something's changed, or if someone else has taken this over, and I will get back with him on it, at the time that it was purchased, this is what we were advised to get from the parish. But again, that may have changed, so I'm not gonna, dispute it. I will do a little more homework from the end that I did. So I don't think we have to revise anything, it's just a resolution. The only thing by state law, we might have to put something in place if we're gonna continue to do it. The minutes of the meeting said.
Like I said, I'm no expert on it, but I'm according to y'all, resolution, I'm living up to that anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
the resolution only states that we record it. Right. And we are recording it, we've been doing that since we initiated.
As long as we are good, y'all, as long as we are not violating anything we're supposed to be doing. So a resolution's only a recommendation to the council, I can't do it, I don't have to, but I tried to do it. But if y'all wanna spend the money to broadcast these meetings, then you'll have to put it in the budget, because I don't have it lying out in the budget to spend it. So that's all I'm saying, if y'all wanna do it, add it to the budget, and we'll do it. That's all I'm saying.
Did Mr. Robinson, how much it would cost at that time when you looked that up?
No, no. And if it is, it's in my notes, that I went over with the mayor, but we'll look into it. It doesn't have to be now, but we will look into it, yeah.
All I'm saying is I asked two people that knows about it, they both tell me anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000.
And you can only get access to.
If y'all wanna do mobile home.
That's it, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably do it. I'm game, I'll do it, but we don't have to put it in the budget to do it, that's all I'm saying.
And like Mr. Laura said, it would only apply to the people that have that particular channel. I mean, like.
If you have cable.
Yeah.
I have DirecTV, and I know a lot of people here do too.
It's
We
on
can't get it.
DirecTV, if I'm not mistaken, it's on DirecTV.
Not if, it depends on which programming you have.
That is true, that is true.
And I
Same thing
can't
for
afford
cable.
it.
Same thing for the cable, it's not like I don't have that.
You too, Victoria.
Well, let's do, you know, if y'all wanna do it, I'm game for Well, I'm gonna say, I want the council to look at it and come up with a decision what they want. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I had for the report. I think everything else has been mentioned, all the trunk or treats and stuff,
You had short-term rentals? In our packet was the short-term rentals, was there something to be? I just wanted to ask to make sure in case you got some. Thank you.
I wasn't having, I didn't know that, I'm sorry. Okay, let's move home. That man JJ out of the way. Operation District 5.
Hopefully I got plenty of time tonight. All right, we held our meeting last night. Everything's still on track. I didn't hear anything about the permits are in the office, but I hear they're on the way.
I'll be honest with you, I sent the application in, I sent me another one to fill out.
That's our government.
Real nice, about 1/4 inch thick, so I'm about through with it, it'll be turned in tomorrow, hopefully.
Well, hopefully we get this taken care of before they get tied up in that one lake deal too much. And, even though I'm sure that they're gonna figure some way to make recreation out of that one lake, we're not. So, go to the polls, vote your conscience, save your swamp. If they build that thing, and saltwater intrusion comes into the Pearl River any worse than it will, we'll lose our swamp and we'll lose our recreation. Alright?
One good thing is Congressman that's in that district where they want to do this in Mississippi, he's fighting it hard. He said it's just a money-making scheme for some rich contractors. And where he must spelled it out, it's just like the one up in Canton, it was put in as a drainage issue and it turned into a multi-million-dollar complex for man to make money.
And that contractor is willing to put up the money and be reimbursed later from our government, so you know it's a money maker.
Yeah, like he said, everybody needs the contractors, representatives and congressmen, we need them. I'm telling you, it's going to destroy our river, I believe.
So please keep that on your mind when you do go to the polls. And, our number 2 project, which was an endeavor with the high school, we're rethinking the actual light bulbs themselves. The ones that we're looking at are, as everybody knows, LEDs. There's generation after generation. There's newer LEDs out there, and the type that's being suggested, is a conflict with our engineering group. So our engineering group has given us a newer version of the light. So I'm gonna say that basically we're still on track with that project, because everybody that's working on it is working on it. All right. And with that, y'all have a good evening.
Our District 11.
The chief's report for September, the fire department had a total of 77 calls that they went on. 55 were EMS, basically medical, and then it goes down. We had 4 motor vehicle accidents, 1 gas leak, had the 1 structure fire, 5 false calls, 8 service calls, general help, 2 that we went out on ended up being police matters, and we had 5 alarm malfunctions. This month is also fire prevention month, so we'll have a lot going on at the elementary schools. We'll be at Little Pearl Monday morning, doing fire prevention with them. We'll have another date set up a little bit later for Riverside. We'll be at the trunk or treat. Also, we're involved in that every year. The only other thing that I have is we will be on the December 8th ballot for our village renewal, which is really important to our budget for the fire department. We'll have some more coming out of that later.
Thank you for your updates on our Facebook page and suggestions with this. Not just the weather alerts, that's good too, but all the updates with the fire prevention, they're really important.
Mitchell's got it, is in control of that. He kind of should have been a weatherman, but he didn't want to go to school that long. He does really good with diagnosing what the weather's going to do, sometimes better than the local meteorologist. He actually, several years back, when I first got with the fire department, when he came on, he was giving me weather reports for Chicago. I was there for my son's graduation, and he was more accurate than the weather people in Chicago. But he is also our fire prevention officer, so he handles setting up all of that.
Thank you for helping with my applicants. Thank you, Todd, that was a great job.
Parish Council, Mr. Gene Bellashova.
I'm already short. This is a follow-up, Mayor McSween, on the Highway 41 Spur Bridge. It's going way too slow, and I'm going to be contacting Kelly Radley, who's now the new CAO, to get on CSRS to get them to move. It's plodding along so slow it's unreal. Earlier you were talking about the fire hydrants and the flushing of those. We are working on ordinances right at the parish council level. I'm involved with other people on a utility work group, and we're involved with the Fire Chiefs Association, and Jack knows that. We're seeing problems in the public sector for county utilities and other water companies, where the fire departments are sitting when they're going to do the flushing, then they're looking at the utility company doing the flushing, and they're causing problems across the entire parish. We're working on an ordinance now that's going to require the fire chiefs to work with the water companies so they do it together and not duplicate, because it's causing a lot of groundwater issues, especially if you look on the western side. If you think you're a groundwater problem, go to Massapequa. So I can tell you, it's horrible. And we're also working on another ordinance that came out of the Fire Chiefs Association that deals with false alarms, because it's so bad. And as those are moving through, I'm going to ask the fire chiefs to send something to you so you can look at both the fire hydrants and the fire alarm ordinances. Okay?
Item zone.
We had, two items, Mayor, in both planning sections. We did have a public hearing to vote on the 25th of September. One being 65179 Highway 41, which is John Marcellus. We do have a representative here for him. It is B2, it's unanimous. We have all the information from the parish that's required and a survey. However, for this one, they're having to get another survey because it wasn't brought up at this time, so this is just on the annexation. But they do want to subdivide, which that's a new application, so it'll be coming back. But we have to do this first. Do we have any survey at all? Yes. But we just want to do it. There, we have one that came with,
Already on the property.
right, not with, but they would have to have, we asked for a new one, but we don't have to have even another one showing the subdivision plan. So we have all, we have the paperwork from the parish, chapter 7 office, the survey, so we was able to vote on it. And it was motion to
But, yeah, I'll let them know.
2 acres.
It's 1.11.
So is it 1 foot? I have 2 acres written down. For 40015. Oh, that's Highway 41, I'm sorry.
I'll second for conversation. I just wanna make sure that it's pending, and we did say that this would be part of the ordinances of this one and the next coming up, would be introduced to annex by ordinance, right? Okay.
Y'all just accept it.
I just wanna make sure it's part of the record of
You
this
got
part.
all the ordinance for
Right.
that special meeting, y'all just, yeah.
Alright, that's my second. Right, just a second.
We have a motion and a second, that'll be all for it?
Yes.
All opposed? So moved.
And the second annexation we had was 40015, Old Highway 11. Mr. James R. Blanchard. We do have all paperwork from the parish, tax service office. We do have survey, going out, but, so, and that will be annexed in as R1. And we do have all the paperwork, he was, and he is here if you have any questions. And we, it was unanimous, we voted for this annexation. So we're recommending it. I'll make a motion to accept it.
Motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? So moved.
We did have a discussion at the meeting, this is a public hearing on the Baker development, but we don't have all that information in there. Oh, the Baker, is that the one from a month ago? No, that's, over on Military Road. Yeah, the Baker, right, we just added that on. That wasn't part of it, I got clear on that. Yeah, we're still, but we'll be coming back with that.
Yes, I just had a couple of things to add for tonight, and some good news is that I was recently invited to Creekside Junior High to join the administration and the teachers in writing positive messages for the students on all the glass doors and windows. So when they entered into the school, there were a lot of encouraging words on throughout the school to just be there to greet them. The other good news is that I followed up with our Associate Superintendent, Mr. Jabbia, on our girls softball field. I'm sorry, it's the softball field. And he is going to be contacting you, Mayor. I spoke with him again yesterday to discuss joining that line together, and just kind of be prepared to give him what you plan to do.
We got it lowered on the other side.
That, I mentioned that to him, that you were willing to meet up as long as we had the line to go. Yeah, there you go. Hey, any donations at this time? And also, I'm going to be meeting with a couple of people in the community as far as maybe reaching out and seeing what we can do to do some repairs to the building that we have there, because it's very expensive. I was told by Mr. Jabbia that it would take a bond issue to bring it up to standards. But if we can look within our community to, I've already spoken with somebody that has access to people that may be building, that could do possibly something. But we'll know more, and I'll keep y'all posted on that. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. Have anybody like to come up to the council tonight? If not, we'd like to ask everybody to come out November the 6th and make sure you vote. Election time till, so get out and vote.
Amen.
Adjourn.